All right, I had to clean a little bit because it's a mess. Jose left a mess over here. We just gathered everything there. But this is the reason why we saved all these parts, because some of the parts there we're gonna use, some of them were not. Like these covers. This engine was on the front of this pallet, and when I pulled the engine back, because there was snow everywhere, it fell on its nose and it bent that, and it cracked all these plastics. So I don't feel like I'm gonna use them, but I don't know, I might still use them. I'm gonna cover it, see if it holds on. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna end up using the plastics from that car. But I think it was more on the bottom. So I think I should be fine as long as the top is covered. So yeah, I'm gonna put you guys on a time lapse, and I'm gonna pull the valves out of that head. Then I'm gonna pull the valves out of this head. Then we're gonna put those valves over there, and then I'm gonna show you guys what I mean when I say you use the grinding paste to do the valves, so you can make sure they seat. Otherwise, you're gonna put them on and you might have a leak, you might have a misfire, or it might shake. So just bear with me. The phone's gonna die, so I'm gonna have to go charge the phone too, because I was in Marketplace all day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I had to go get my charger and use this whole 40-foot extension cord so I can record for you guys. So yeah, they are all the valves are like that. No, I'm talking to the viewer, dude. Exactly. All of them, they were all bent, like big time. They all hit the head. So these are all bad from that cylinder head. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the good ones out. I just wanted to show you guys what I'm talking about. Earlier when I said that Subaru has the same technique like the VTEC, you can see that this spring here, also man, you can see that this spring here, it has a locker that it locks with oil pressure, and obviously it gets a bigger lift. It runs on the bigger lift, which would be probably, this one's backwards, this one would be this one. Yeah. So yeah, that's crazy. Sometimes we don't know, but there's other cars that have them too. I think Honda was the first one that came out with it, but you know, other vehicle manufacturers, they followed. But yeah, that one has the same thing, and he only has it on the intake side as well. So it's kind of like the K series, they only have them on the one side. It does not have it on the exhaust side, and that's the one we don't need. These are the ones that we use. You can see this ones don't have them. This one's just normal, and these ones are actually a lot easier to work on than the Honda ones. You don't have to take off the cam. I guess it depending on what you're trying to work on, because if it was to switch the cam, obviously you have to take all this apart. It has like a little baffle on it. It splits in two. So if you wanted to replace a cam, it's a lot harder. But like right now, if you're gonna replace the valves, it's a lot easier. So yeah. So let me remove these valves, and then we're gonna compare them, and then we're gonna measure them, and probably gonna put them on that head. I'm gonna try to confirm the myth that buddy told me that they were all the same. So yeah, they look to be the same. Even the part number is the same. I don't know if the camera can catch it, but even the part number is the same. It's E2S, E2S, and then like a little 7 or something logo on top. So they're the same length, same diameter, same size. Everything's the same. I mean, he was right. He said he's done it before, so. But they're the same. And this one, none of them are bent. I can spin them, and they spin very fine. What I'm gonna do, I have a grinding wheel. Not a grinding wheel. Well, it's a grind on one, stone on one side and wire on the other. I'm gonna clean them up really good, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna go ahead and start putting them back where they go. All right, so it's called valve grinding compound. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this. We're gonna smear it all over the valve where it sits on the valve seat. So we're gonna smear it all over, and then what we do is put the valve through, and then I have this hose. We put the hose in there, so it attaches to the valve, and then it's gonna be sticking out like that. Then we on this side we grab it with a drill, and then we spin it until what you want is the same. You see that pattern. You can see the pattern where the old valve used to sit. So every valve. That's why when they say they're gonna do a valve job, that's what they do at the machine shop. They match the valve to that seat. Otherwise, it's not gonna sit correctly and it's gonna leak. A lot of times, people say, "Oh yeah, I did know valves and whatnot," but they don't sit right. Sometimes you get away with it, but I know for a fact that these are used valves. The seat is shaped to the other valve, and I have to do that. Professionally wise, that's how they do it, but a lot of people don't. They just replace the valves, and since they have dual springs or whatnot, it tensions too fast, and you might get low compression for a bit, but then it's gonna shape itself, and then you get compression again. But in this one, I know for a fact that the valves are used, the seats are shaped to the old valve, so it's gonna have a leak. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that instead. I'm gonna put the camera closer so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so now you can see that the valve is attached, the hose is attached to the valve, and then you get the drill, and then we're just gonna spin it. And I'm also putting, trying to see what you guys can see. I'm also pushing it with my fingers, so I'm creating a little bit of pressure. Okay, so you guys get the idea. And all it is you pull the valve back out, and clean it, and you can start seeing where the valve gets new shape. If the pressure washer would work, it would be a lot easier to do it right now with the pressure washer. But pressure wash the whole thing and you'll be working with cleaners head, but it doesn't. Anyways, here, let me show you guys what the difference looks like, what it should look like, or what it looks like. You can see where the new valve here already shape itself on. You can see that one, and then we're gonna see you have to see it, that ring all around it, like this one. It pretty much looks ready to go. It doesn't take much, just that paste is kind of aggressive, so yeah, it's gonna shape itself in there. That's all you got to do to all of them, and then that's it. So I'm gonna do that to all 8 of them. And then also that valve, when it goes there, once that valve goes there, it has to stay there. You cannot mix them again because they'll be back to square one. So right now I'm gonna write down numbers or letters, and I know which valve goes where. All right, valve number 2, same process, but this is a bigger valve. This is the intake valve. Same process. You can see it on the valve where it's catching, it's grinding its groove. So that's gonna be its new seat where it's gonna sit. Same thing over here. You can barely see it right there, the middle one. Let's see. Zoom in. You can catch it right there. The one that looks less shinier, that's gonna be its new seat. That's where it's gonna sit. So yeah. So I'm not gonna record all of them. I'm gonna do the rest. I also decided to just go ahead and so I don't have to mark them or anything. The one I'm doing, once I'm done with it, I'm just gonna put it back. It's a no-brainer. To put it back, we used this homemade. My brother made it a while back. It's just a piece of metal, and then it's a socket that he cut, and he welded a washer on the bottom. You can see it, and yeah, we just use it, push it, and keepers on top, and they fall right in place. Sometimes they pop out, but in this case right now I have a lot of spare ones because of the other head. But normally whatever's left, we save them, we mark them. We have boxes that say Subaru, whatever year, model, and then we throw them in there. But most Hondas are all the same. Subarus, now I know that they are the same too. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll show you guys once we're done, and then we're gonna test it with water, see if it has any leaks. All right, we put everything back together. Everything went smooth, just how we wanted it. We didn't have any issues. I ran into one issue, and I gotta go look for the valve. I'm gonna show you guys something that happened. Okay, you guys can see this is a normal valve. I'm looking at see if it catches it. It won't catch it. I think it's better farther away. Oh yeah, farther away is better. So that's a normal valve. And then this one, you guys can catch it right there. It's right here. It's pretty beat up. And this is not a bent valve. This is one of the valves that I removed. You can see how I had already grind it. When I was grinding it, trying to put it back in its place, I noticed that the valve was harder to push through the valve guide. I pushed it in and I grind it, and then when I pulled it out, I felt it again, and I inspected it, and when I inspected it, I noticed that I noticed that it was crushed from the top. So this is flared. That's why the valve guide, it wouldn't really go. You can see it right there. So yeah. Other than that, everything went smooth. What else? Yeah. Everything went smooth. One of the things that it was kind of crazy was Jose. The head gaskets, when you get them online, when you see them online, they're cheaper. But when you go to the part store, they wanted $72 each. $72 each. And then with our discount, because we have a discount, we have a business register as Hondas only. With the discount, these things came down to $46. It was still like 90 something dollars. Now, I didn't know this. Jose goes online and he price matches them, and he clicks, like if you're buying them actually after shipping and everything, the same warranty, 1-year warranty through Rock Auto, and he was able to price match them, and we got them both for $41. Yeah, both of the gaskets for $41. That was nuts. That was like, I don't know how they made money, but yeah, it came from $72. So 7 and 7, that's 14. $144 for both. So, and they dropped it all the way because they price matched it to $41. So $100 discount. And then same thing, because this thing, like I said, it needs a radiator. I called right now, and the radiator, they have it for $220. And I gave them the business discount. I gave them the business name, and they dropped it to $114. That's a lot of money, man. I don't know how there's people that go and they just pay whatever they want for them. But if you don't do a scramble here and there or research here and there, imagine I would have been paying, supposedly through the shop discount, $96 for those gaskets, and I got them for $41. They price match whatever Jose found them online for. And then yeah, I'm gonna go get the radiator. I was gonna go to the junkyard, but it's too bad again. The weather, it's nasty. It turned out nasty. It wasn't supposed to, but look at that. And it's icy. Everything is just like, you can see it here. It melts. Look at the doorknob. So that's how the roads are. Like, you're literally driving like this. Everything that it's rain, but it touches it, wherever it touches, it freezes. So I don't know. I might just go get that right now and call it a day. So that's what we've been doing. So yeah, so far so good. I'm probably gonna wrap up this video, and then next video you probably gonna make a video of this thing running. It should run tonight, but this video is getting too long.